So my name is Kaylee Bickle and I am filming my focus group for my A2 Media music video Home by Emily Denton. This is Lily Bridger. Lily, could you give us a brief description on yourself, please?
I'm 17 years old, currently studying for A-levels in English literature, history and English language. I would say that music is quite a big part of my life, and I go to a lot of festivals in the summer and concerts whenever I can.
I'm not going to make it. I'm so tired and I feel frustrated, stressing out, just trying to face it, but I can't. I'm rushing to get ready. When I walk, no, I'm not steady. Everything I wear feels extra heavy, and I just can't. But I'm finding it hard to give myself up, 'cause I haven't been out for a year. And if I didn't know that you are the one, then the answer to me would be clear. And it's just because I know that I can't do that to myself. Even thinking about going out alone makes me wanna say no. I'm going to stay home. Even thinking about going out alone makes me wanna say no. I'm going to stay home. I create my own false deadlines. Makes no sense when I can't find the time to put thoughts down into words and rhyme like I know how. But when I take a moment, clear my head and see wide open, I can see that I'm still broken, but only on the outside. But I'm finding it hard to give myself up, 'cause I haven't been out for a year. And if I didn't know that you are the one, then the answer to me would be clear. And it's just because I know that I can't do that to myself. Even thinking about going out alone makes me want to say no. I'm going to stay home. Even thinking about going out alone makes me want to say no. I'm going to stay home. Even thinking about going out alone makes me want to say no. I'm going to stay home. Even thinking about going out alone makes me want to say no. I'm going to stay home.
So in terms of the video, which overlay do you think would work best? I've chosen a select few: black and white, a colour light leak, desaturated colour, or blue and yellow.
For the shots of Sophie on her own playing the guitar, I would prefer black and white, as it separates the narrative from the instrumental parts of the video.
And that's a really good idea. I think that would work really well as well. I'll wait for the other results to come in and make a decision about that. In the video, do you think the narrative is clear or not?
I think it's very clear the way that you've separated out shots of Sophie and shots of Heather, and I think it also works really well that you've got really smooth transitions between shots. I think that makes the video a lot more fluid.
Do you think maybe I should add more transitions so they fade into each other more, or maybe separate, like how they are now, where it's just a jump cut?
I like the jump cut. I think it's much more definitive than it would be if you were to blend transitions.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think the music video suits the acoustic genre, or do you think it's sort of going off track a little bit?
Definitely. No, I listen to a lot of acoustic music, and it's exactly the sort of song that if I heard out of this context, I would download it myself.
So
really,
if
really
you
good.
watched the music video, would you then like go and download the song?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you. So with the shots of Sophie again, I obviously used the brick wall and then had the sort of garage in the side of it. And I'm thinking about maybe refilming some of it or cropping the garage out. What do you think would work best in that situation?
Personally, I would prefer the garage door not to be in shot. I think the brick wall looks really, really, I don't know, it looks more professional, I suppose, and what's really nice about the song is the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And I think your video really reflects that in its, particularly in the way that you've put it together between Heather and Sophie. And the brick wall is very simplistic, and it means that the focus is entirely on Sophie rather than any of the other details, and it means that you can really interpret the lyrics quite clearly and follow the narrative very easily.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Do you think the balance between the performance and the narrative aspects are right, or do you think there's more of Heather or more of Sophie? Or
I think they are right, definitely. I think Heather did a really good job of acting it, and obviously so did Sophie as well. But obviously you want to reflect the meaning behind the song in the narrative, and I think you've got the balance just right.
Okay, that's good. So was there any specific points in the music video which you felt that you really liked, or that really stood out for you as bits that you thought, as someone of this target audience, you particularly would be attracted to?
I think the end, especially, like little subtleties like the candles and the box of tablets at the end. You weren't extremely explicit in what happens to Heather in the end, but it's things, little nuances like that help, I think. So I think it was really good.
Yeah.
That part especially. But I liked the way you almost built it up to when she was about to go out and then she came back in again because she couldn't quite do it, and I think that really reflects like the meaning of the song. And I think for a young person like ourselves, I think people could relate to that quite a lot, because you don't always feel great.
Yeah.
And you don't always want to go out, but sometimes it's really difficult to actually get there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Was there any parts of the music video that you particularly disliked, you thought didn't really suit the genre, or you just felt a bit like, oh, I don't like that?
I would say the only thing that I didn't like was the garage door. But apart from that, I really liked it. I think transitions and being able to follow the storyline was something that you've obviously worked very hard on. It's really, really good. So no, I love it. I think it's great.
So as a member of the target audience yourself, do you think that Heather and Sophie did a good job in portraying somebody who's like you, and do you think that would come across to the majority of the target audience? Or
Definitely. I think you did a really good job, and obviously so did they. I think Sophie, like, especially the way you dressed the characters, like Sophie's all in black and she's got dark hair, and like she's very convincing as the singer, and obviously what with Heather being such a good actress, she makes the story very believable. And I think it was obvious, or it's become clear now, that when you were casting those girls for your music video, I think it's obvious that you thought about those kinds of things.
Yeah. And how about the same sort of thing with the locations? Do you think the locations I used, so in the bedroom, like in the sort of hallway part, outside on the grass, and then in front of the brick wall, do you think those were locations well, more for the narrative side, do you think they were ones that the audience could relate to, like sort of conventional sort of things that you'd expect to see?
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, everyone knows that teenagers spend most of their time in their bedrooms, kind of shutting themselves off from the rest of the world and hiding away with their problems.
Yeah.
And I think you did a really good job of, you know, it's quite a normal setting. It reflects, you know, the majority of normal teenagers in the world. And outside as well, it kind of like enhances the sense of her vulnerability. And I think a lot of teenagers feel like that when they're outside of their comfort zone, and in this case Heather's outside of her bedroom, so she feels, you know, obviously much more vulnerable to things that she might, or that things that might upset her or make her worse.
Yeah. So thank you, Lily, for being part of my focus group. I will take into consideration your feedback, and obviously when I re-edit my video I will incorporate that into all of my other feedback and re-edit my video again, so thank you.